And this was their official response via Kareem Jean-Pierre.
I don't want to do it, and you can't make me.
That's true.
Not quite.
When things are wrong, I'll be by your side. Even when you want to cry.
Welcome to the Naked Apple.
And don't forget to stop it.
Stop it.
Stop it.
It's been a night.
It has. It has been a night.
We've been sitting here an hour and a half.
Totally botched our entire intro.
And we finally got it. And then we tripped the finish line. Or the starting line.
Just couldn't get it into the end zone there, could we? Wow.
Been training my whole life for this race. I tripped the starting line.
Is that good for your headphones?
It is decent,
Okay.
yes.
It's not too loud
We'll find out as the night goes on.
as
But
the night goes on. We had some technical difficulties and had to rearrange all of our audio for the entire show.
admittedly, part of that technical difficulties was because we decided to try to get better audio
Yes.
from our already decent audio.
Yes. Tempting to fix the thing that's broken. Nish.
Hey, look, that's mildly inconvenient. Let's go out of our way to fix all of it.
Yes.
Yep.
As we should.
Mhm.
As we should, because we are about nothing if not quality.
Top.
All of it.
Top quality? No, just top.
Speaking of audio, let me make sure my mic is muted since it's back through the camera there.
Ooh.
Okay. Whoopsie.
Oopsie doodles.
Welcome to the Naked Apple. Here we are. Same as usual. Same bat channel. Same bat time.
Radio Hall of Fame, here we come.
I'll have a golden microphone someday. Might be because I stole it, but I'll have one someday.
Someday we'll upgrade from our cardboard things. Cardboard mics.
Someday.
But it is not this day.
It is not this day.
Well then, since we've done all that, and to be entirely honest, no amount of redemption could really pull us out of that smooth start, nor get us into a great transition to a redemptive thing. But
How many different ways can you use that word? I'm interested to see.
now that you've said that, I've maxed out. There's no tactical way for me to go about adding any kind of redeeming word to a sentence.
Oh.
Redemption tactical. They're a lot cooler than we are
They are.
because, they're in the tactical firearm-ish business. So clearly they made better choices than we
All
have.
right,
here.
before he keeps digging the hole, just go check out
Give me back
Redemption
the
Tactical. No shovel for you. No shovel for you. Bad.
Link in the description.
Yep. Tell him we sent you.
Yeah. Remember, say hi.
Say hi. That's it.
That's all.
That's all we want you to say in their review. 5 stars. Hi.
Hi. We do a little trolling.
Seriously, we need a bunch of people. I'm telling people that don't even listen to the show to go do that. Like, you need to go buy something Redemption Tactical. Leave them a 5-star review, and all you say is hi. Hi. Just say hi. Because I want them to wonder
What's going
what's
on?
going on. And eventually one of them will hear the show and they'll be like, those sons of
Clever girl.
clever girl.
It's a grassroots movement.
It is. It is. This is the long game. We're putting on a long game prank. In the next 2 years, I expect the owner of Redemption Tactical to call us and be like, you assholes.
The communists have the long march through the institutions. We have the long march through the reviews.
Through the Google reviews.
By the time they realize it, it'll be too late.
Oh, gosh.
Oh,
What a week.
yeah.
What a week.
So it's okay. We got Babylon. We got vitamin B coming up. Now-ish, I guess, is probably a good time to do it because
Now
you
that
know,
we've loosened the dirt with some levity,
let's
we can
add
continue
some
to
more.
bury ourselves.
What's levity upon levity among friends? Here it is.
Welcome to your vitamin B.
Gracious.
We've got all the news you didn't need.
Yay.
Yeah.
I always wanted more of what I don't need.
Yeah. Speaking of things that you don't need, something you really don't need and you didn't know you didn't need, California becomes the first state to ban heterosexual marriage.
Yes.
It's about time.
Yes.
It's about time.
Good.
In other news, along the same lines, Trump announces new Trump on Trial NFT on sale for $83.3 million.
It's an oddly specific amount.
It's an
Wonder
oddly
why.
specific amount. Biden cleverly distracts from civil war by starting world war. No one saw it coming.
Give him the old razzle dazzle.
In the midst of this turmoil, the nation has vague, distant memory of some old rule where the president couldn't just declare war on anyone he wanted to.
Wait, he's not a dictator?
Apparently not.
Oh.
In other news, Biden, again, along with Governor Abbott, to face off in wheelchair joust to the death. Event will be held at the southern border and will be on pay-per-view for all to see.
Oh, okay, good. I was wondering
Yes.
how much tickets cost
Yes.
for ringside, but
Yeah.
if I don't have to travel,
Well, tickets are free. You just have to come from the south side.
well, you got to pay for your $39 flight to get to the south side,
Yes,
and
yeah,
then
and then you
it's
have to
free
brave
to
the
come.
razor wire to get to your seats. Speaking of, Texas finds loophole with new super ouchie pokey wire.
super. It's not razor wire.
In other news, Ted Cruz grows out mutton chops in preparation for civil war. When asked for comment on this article, Ted Cruz was quoted as saying, fact-checked, true.
I do declare.
And last but not least, Texan has been waiting for this moment his whole life. And that needs no further explanation. This has been your Vitamin B.
Fabulous.
I like how you added in your own
Yes.
ad-libbing to that video.
Yes, I absolutely did not just copy and paste that from a previous time of doing that.
Well done. Well done.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have my moments.
Wow. Well, Speaking of moments, what do you got for us today?
I have, again, we're focusing on good news.
Yes.
Focusing on good news.
Put it in focus.
Now, that being said, sometimes when you focus on good news, it's easy to get distracted at times with the flaming inferno that is around you. Yes, the horse that's pulling us to hell has blinders on. But sometimes things get past the blinders. That being said, I think a good tippy tap of the buttons over there would sound something like this to sum all of this up. Heading into it, something like
That is one big pile of shit.
probably.
We don't have any positive buttons to push.
Not a single one. Not a single.
Oh, here we go. Here's one.
A blessing from the Lord. God be praised.
I only had to move through 5 different soundboards to get to that one.
See, there's more than just the first 2 pages.
There is more than the first 2
But
pages.
tell that to someone that searches on Google.
No! You dense, irritating miniature beast of burden!
Oh, that's a good one for we got a Kareem Jean-Pierre thing coming up. So
Oh, good.
maybe
I'm
hold that on reserve.
Looking so forward to that.
Starting off with the great state of Tejas.
Yay, Tejas.
Now, we mentioned last week.
come and cut it.
Yes. We mentioned last week that Biden and all them, the Supreme Court said Border Patrol can continue removing Texas's stuff. And
Nazi fags.
Biden and his ilk took that as meaning that Texas had to stop. And luckily, Greg Abbott was able to read the wind in the sails correct this time and said, no. So they make clear that they're going to continue putting razor wire down. Even if it's removed, they'll just come right behind them and put down more razor wire. And in response, over half the states of the union have backed Texas in some way, shape, or form. Either by vocally saying this is the correct thing to do, or by actually saying we're going to try to send resources to Texas. I think it's 26 governors have all signed a letter in agreement.
Do it.
Do it. Yeah. Yeah, even our own Governor Cox said, yes, sir.
All for it. Good job, Coxie.
Now, if he can do what he did last year and send some National Guard down, that would be great. Great. Speaking of National Guard, Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stint said, absolutely, they're sending the National Guard to the Texas border.
Oh, good.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. It's all coming together.
He said to Fox News, this is just common sense. In Texas, there's 28 ports of entry, and it's already a federal law that it's illegal to enter anywhere but those points of entry. And so the fact that the federal government, Biden, is cutting the razor wire, it just makes no sense at all. So yes, we have the right to defend our country against invasion. And what else would you call it if you got 6 million people coming through illegally?
Who are you who are so wise in the ways of science?
I'm off.
Mike has found more buttons to push past those 2 pages.
They just fit so well today.
Biden's allies have been calling for him to federalize the National Guard so that Texas can't use the National Guard. And this was their official response via Kareem Jean-Pierre.
I don't want to do it, and you can't make me. That's true.
Not quite. She had this to say.
Oh,
She had this to say. Maybe if I make sure the video is unmuted when I hit the play button.
You might want to unmute the video.
We want to make sure we get something done at the border. That's why we've been having these conversations with Senate Republicans and Democrats for the past several weeks to come up with a bipartisan agreement to deal with the border. And look, if the governor is not interested in that, Governor Abbott is not interested in that. He wants to politicize an issue, and he's not helping communities. He actually isn't. And he's actually putting Border Patrol agents in harm's way by doing what he's doing.
So by
that's what the Biden administration is. See, I thought that you were talking about what the National Guard said.
yeah, no. Well, yes, but no.
I don't want to do it. You can make me.
Yeah, the Texas National Guard leadership has suggested that no.
No, you look like an idiot.
Yeah, you're going to federalize the Texas National Guard and have them operate against the Texas Rangers and against the Texas Department of Safety and against Oklahoma National Guard. Yeah, go ahead. See how that works out for you.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, no, Karine Jean-Pierre in that babble is we want to make sure we get something done at the border. We've been trying to get a law from the Senate and the House for the last 3 weeks.
We want to get something done at the border. So what we're doing is undoing the things that other people are doing at the border.
Sure, we've reinstated policies from Donald Trump that we executive ordered out on day one of Biden being in office. And yes, like I said, we reinstated some of those executive orders. Sure. There is already every law in the books that allows us to shut down the border and stop people from crossing illegally. Sure, all of that is already there, but we need another one in order to actually do it. Said the criminal. Criminals, they follow the law or they don't follow the law?
Negative.
They do not follow the law. So if you pass a new law, the criminal will now follow that new law. Right?
No.
Oh. Okay. In response to the threats of Biden federalizing the National Guard, Florida is currently working on a bill that would allow the state guard to operate outside of the state. The state guard being separate from the National Guard. So there'd be no control from the federal government over the state guard. Huh. Yeah, Governor DeSantis revived the state guard. Was it 2019 or 2020, something like that? And most of what they do in Florida is disaster relief and stuff like that. They assist in cleaning up emergency disasters. And they're led by a retired Marine commander. So I think that's cool.
It was 22.
22. But yeah, the current bill that they're trying to pass, the Florida State Guard, revived by Ron DeSantis, could operate outside of Florida and be called into service anytime he deemed necessary under a bill approved Thursday by a House panel. The House Local Administration, Federal Affairs, and Special District Subcommittee voted 11-3 to support a proposal that would remove part of a law that keeps the state guard's activities only in the state. Yeah, so if there's some sort of emergency, like say, I don't know, an invasion on a certain state's border, they could go and help.
Mm-hmm.
There's currently 1,500 members of the state guard,
Yes.
and the legislature increased its funding from 10 million to 107.6 million,
Oh gosh.
including covering the costs of 5 aircraft and boats. I am all for it. Utah used to have a state guard, and then a governor basically gutted the state guard because of corruption in the guard, and so they basically just shut it down. But I think every state should bring back their state guard, because apparently you can't trust the federal government to protect the states. Well, that's what the National Guard is for, that the federal government is threatening to use against the state. Well, we have citizens that the federal government is trying to disarm. So, well, doing things like that could cause civil war to break out. Why? Why? In an absolutely not petty move at all, Joe Biden sold the United States helium stockpile that just happens to be stored in Texas.
That's not petty. He needed the money.
He needs
for Hunter's cocaine. I'm sorry, Parmesan.
That's
What a
right.
stupid son of a
Thanks, Joe.
So cracked out, I was snorting Parmesan out of the carpet thinking it was cocaine. You admitted to that on a television interview. Okay, all right.
Oh,
I was explaining how low I was. No. We had a pretty good idea going into this, how low you actually are.
Breaking news. In an effort to get federal agencies to not pay attention to what they're doing at the southern border, Texas Coast Guard has started putting up pictures of the evidence from Hunter Biden's laptop on the fences and razor wire.
There's nothing to see here.
Nothing to see here. Oh.
Now, if you're trying to figure out why it's important that we have a reserve of helium, no, it's not just for balloons or clowns or anything like that.
It's so that you can suck on the balloons and make really funny, high-pitched voice noises.
Where would the US be if we couldn't do that?
Exactly.
No, actually, if you need to get an MRI, helium is the only element on Earth that can get cold enough for an MRI to work. So shutting down, threatening to shut down a very critical medical device to help people get the treatment they need. Because, definitely not because Texas is doing what Texas does. Also, helium is used in the production of semiconductors.
Okay, I have a completely unrelated question here. Why does the U.S. government have control of the stock of helium used for our private medical facilities?
Well, see, that's the thing. It's kind of like the oil reserve. So it's there for an emergency, because there has not been a helium shortage the last decade. So it's there in case of an emergency. So he just sold the emergency reserve that the government has on hand, just in case there's an emergency where production can't meet the demand.
This is just our emergency prep in case of like an impending war or unrest or whatever that causes supply chain issues.
Yes. And
I don't see any way this could possibly go wrong.
And like I said, for the last decade or so, helium has not been on high demand, low production. And also helium is extremely, extremely easy to produce.
Is it?
No,
Okay, just checking.
no. It's quite difficult to produce, and especially liquefied helium is even harder to produce because, well, seeing as how it's the lightest element we have besides hydrogen, it's hard to pack that all into a condensed form and keep it condensed. So yeah. Just gone. Also, on the definitely not petty moves against Texas, Biden has decided to delay liquid natural gas exports, most of which occur out of Texas and which has been a booming economy in Texas.
Yeah, at this point, I think Texas should just bypass them and start their own trade routes.
Sure. Why not?
I mean, yeah, you're going to try to kick them twice like that.
I'm going to govern my state even harder now. Careful, you might actually make Abbott a conservative.
Might. I mean, it would. I'm sad that it takes this much to make him a conservative, but here we are.
Well, he's the type of conservative sticks his finger to the wind and sees how much people are crying and follows the wind.
Ah, is that what it is?
Yep.
That makes sense.
Likes to conserve his energy for just such matters.
Mm.
Yeah. Also, like you alluded to before, it's, good thing there's not like some war going on where a major country has severed its natural gas production to Europe, for example, because of a war, and Europe is struggling with heating homes because they can't get natural gas from a certain country that's been severed off. So
it's all part of the plan.
Let's go ahead and just stop the exports from the U.S. to Europe. Good.
Huh.
It's the environment. That's why.
Can you imagine those psychopaths?
I can't anymore.
Unbelievable.
There was a point with progressivism where you could kind of see where they're coming from. And it has waned a lot in the last 15, 20 years, especially the last 4 or 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's an exponential slope down. Yeah, liquefied natural gas. Natural gas that when it burns, its emission is water. It's damaging to the environment. That's what Biden says anyway.
Well,
yeah.
Anyway,
definitely not a petty move at all.
No.
Not
at all.
Do you want a good string of good news here?
Yes.
A good string of it. So this first one is from last year, 2023. Tesla, Elon Musk. They were dealing with some factory workers that were complaining and wanted to start a union. Elon Musk responded to the communists by firing people that wanted to unionize. Okay, you can start a union over there.
Emotional damage.
One day after employees at Tesla plant in Buffalo, New York announced a unionization drive, Elon Musk company fired dozens of the workers at the factory. including at least one union organizer. I feel blindsided. I got COVID and was out of the office. Then I had to take a bereavement leave. I returned to work, was told I was exceeding expectations. Then Wednesday came along. I strongly feel this is in retaliation to the committee announcement, and it's shameful.
What is a bereavement leave?
Family member dies.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay. Like that's really familiar, but I can't.
Why do I know that?
The click is not clicking in my head for some reason.
Skipped a gear.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, people get bereavement leave?
That's a thing?
I mean, I got the day of the funeral off. Kind of.
Different policies, different companies.
I mean, my family owns the company, so.
And?
Which means we all worked the day of the funeral.
Family first. Yeah. The union campaign was announced on Tuesday morning by an organizing committee of 25 employees at the car manufacturer's autopilot division, calling for better pay, sick leave, and lessening monitoring practices. Stop monitoring how we're performing. Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
They woke up the next day and didn't have jobs.
But unions help keep the treatment of workers above par.
Last I heard, Tesla employees are some of the best paid employees because they get they get paid in shares of Tesla stocks on top of their regular salary.
Yeah.
And Tesla stock has done very poorly.
No.
Oh,
no, it has not done poorly.
Oh, just because Elon Musk has more than 10 times the value of the company since he got on board with Tesla doesn't mean the company's doing well.
Yeah.
Oh, like a good communist, stay over there. It's a feel-good story. I'm kind of sad we missed it, or I forgot about it. Either way. Carrie Lake tried to become governor of Arizona. Didn't quite make the cut there, which is a shame because it'd be nice to have Arizona and Texas working together to put a stop to the border. But, you know, here we are. Anyway, she released a audio recording where the Arizona Republican Party chair, Jeff DeWitt, tried to bribe her with millions of dollars to not run for Senate. Huh. The recording, after the recording came out, he decided to resign and proceeded to play the victim card of, I thought we were friends. Well, friendship is a two-way street. Apparently you were going one way. And he said that Carrie Lake threatened him that more damning audio would come out if he doesn't resign. And Carrie Lake has said, I only have one recording, and I actually almost forgot I had this until I was going through things on my phone and found it. So I don't know what more damning things he could think have been recorded. You see that foot right there? Yeah, that's yours. Go ahead and shoot it. Yeah. Yeah, it was a conversation that he couldn't have over the phone with her, so he made sure to show up in person at her house, to which she that's the reason why she recorded it, because, well, it's weird that you call me and say that you can't tell me on the phone. You have to come in person to tell me something that's very urgent as I'm trying to leave the state for a event that I'm supposed to do. So yeah. So that's some good news. Good news in that he resigned.
Yes.
And confirming what most people probably already thought anyways, is that shenanigans is going on behind the scenes to manipulate stuff. I'm sure nothing like that happened to keep Carrie Lake from getting the funds she needed to become governor of Arizona. I'm sure there's no backdoor dealings at all. Something like that.
Yeah.
A big part of the conversation they had is he was saying that it was coming from back east that need to have you pause running for Senate. Who back east? Whom? Huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Going back to the Supreme Court. This just made me smile when I saw it, so that's why I put it in the good news. I wish we had like some sad music on the thing.
Sotomayor.
Sotomayor. Yeah, I wish we had some sad music. Ooh, background music. Hold on.
Oh, there might be some sad music in the background music over there.
It's not the doo-doo feces. I know that.
No, it is not. It is not that.
See, night driving? Maybe? Ooh.
I'm not sure this is sad.
No.
It might be mood setting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think any of this
No.
is
Darn it. Feeding the ducks?
No, that one's definitely not going to be sad.
Into space.
No.
Okay.
now-
Well, unfortunately, all we got is
There was doo-doo of feces thrown all over the walls, the floor, the ceiling, and it stunk so bad.
What the hell is even that?
So imagine, if you will, some sad music. Justice Sotomayor said Monday she's feeling tired after working harder than I ever had due to the Supreme Court's landmark cases and a growing number of emergency petitions this term.
That's too damn
That's perfect. That set the mood. And to be almost 70 years old, this isn't what I expected, Sotomayor said Monday during an appearance at the University of California, Berkeley Law School. But it is still work that is all-consuming, and I understand the impact the court has on people and on the country, and sometimes the world. And so it is what keeps me going. That sounds like an oligarch to me. Sotomayor, who was appointed by former President Barack Obama in 2009, said the High Court's term is jam-packed with continuous cases surrounding social media, abortion, the Second Amendment, and former President Donald Trump's fight to stay on primary ballots for the 2024 election. The liberal justice expressed that the cases have only become bigger and more demanding in recent years, according to Bloomberg Law. The number of amici, I guess because it's amicus brief or something?
Yes.
Yeah. Are greater. And you know that our emergency calendar is so much more active. I'm tired.
Then retire.
There used to be a time when we had a good chunk of the summer break. Not anymore. The emergency calendar is busy almost on a weekly basis.
Seriously, retire right now. Biden can put somebody else in for you.
But would it be worse than
Probably.
her? Or she could pull a Ruth Bader Ginsburg and stay in because, darn it, I can't give up on my country. And then she has to retire for whatever reason during a conservative president. Remember, kids, you can thank Ruth Bader Ginsburg for abortion being overturned, Roe v. Wade, because she was too stubborn to retire before President Trump got in office, let alone while he was in office. And so Trump got to replace her with a quote-unquote conservative justice.
And it doesn't matter which one of the ones he put on the bench. That applies to all of them.
All. Yeah. The 6-3 Republican appointed majority on the high court. Now, that being said, it's more like a 2 conservatives, 3 progressives, and the rest in the middle there, the 4 others are just kind of generally favoring the left.
The wind blows, does it really matter?
It matters to John Roberts as long as his image looks great to whoever. I don't know. When asked at the event how she deals with colleagues with whom she disagrees, Sotomayor said, "If you look for the good in people, you can deal with the bad more easily." So Sotomayor's fatigue over the high court's duties comes as some left-leaning court watchers and op-ed writers have questioned whether she should consider retiring from the bench at this point during the President Joe Biden's administration to ensure, that is a long sentence, holy cow, to ensure Biden has an opportunity to name a younger jurist who could outlast another 4-year term of a Republican president such as Trump. That whole thing is a sentence, is it not?
It sounds like it was a sentence, yes.
Gross. That whole paragraph was a sentence. In early 2022, when Justice Stephen Breyer retired from the Supreme Court, you could argue that it wasn't entirely of his own volition. Lawyer and podcast host Peter Shamshiri.
He wrote For Balls and Strikes. Oh, Balls and Strikes is the name of the place that he wrote for.
There you go.
That's
context.
Context. Now, he didn't write something called For Balls and Strikes. He wrote for a place called Balls and Strikes.
It followed a lengthy campaign of public pressure from the left, with many eager for Breyer to allow President Joe Biden the opportunity to replace him with a younger liberal justice. While there hasn't been a serious effort to force Sotomayor off the bench, like there was from Demand Justice and other liberal groups before Breyer stepped down, Sotomayor's admission could fuel speculation about how much longer she might seek to remain on the bench. Biden nominated Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, 53, to succeed the 85-year-old Clinton appointee in 2022 after activists led calls for his retirement for months. Yeah. She said, "What choice do you have but to fight the good fight? You can't throw up your hands and walk away, and that's not a choice. That's an abdication. That's giving up." Yeah, sure. Yeah, she's tired. All of that legislating from the bench is coming back to bite him in the butt.
As it should.
And now they have to deal with repercussions, and it's hard. In the words of
oh no. Anyway.
In the words of what's her name? Amy Coney Barrett. What kind of litigation is this going to bring? All of it.
Do you hear that? That's the sound of forgiveness.
That's the sound of people drowning, Carl.
That is what forgiveness sounds like. Screaming and then silence.
We're drowning in cases. Yep.
Screaming and then silence.
Buckle up, Buttercup. You are fully endorsing a presidential person who occupies the office of president that doesn't care what the law is. He'll just do it. And then you have to face battle after battle after battle over student loan forgiveness, even though you've told him, at least the court told him, stop it. And then he turns around and forgives more student loans. And the court says, stop it. And then he forgives more student loans. Yet Texas is in the wrong because the court didn't say anything to Texas.
You're welcome.
I see what you've thrown up there.
I'm glad.
Galatians 4:16. Yes.
Galatians 4:16.
You know, the truth and stuff. That's it. That's all I have.
Well, like, subscribe, follow. Go check out Redemption Tactical.
Mm-hmm. Tell them hi.
Tell them hi. 5 stars.
5 stars.
Hi.
Hi. And if you're able to insert a picture as part of your review, you can do the Joker hi. Hi. If you're able to.
Extra points.
Extra points.
Extra points.
We'll keep score.
No. Extra points. Hear me out. Extra points. If you dress up as the Joker wearing a piece of apparel you got from Redemption Tactical, put that as the picture for the review and just say hi.
Hi.
That's the assignment.
Your mission should you choose to accept.
This message will self-destruct.
This review will self-destruct. Galatians 4:16. Bye.
Bye.
The clap. There was no clap given. What? We are clapless. That being said, switch to the right communication on my end.
Do we need to restart? We can restart the recording.
No. It's fine. That's what this whole beginning thing's all about, right?
Yes. Oh, I never showed you how to make it the actual communication thing on there.
It does say communications on my end. So
does it say that now?
Something. Maybe because it's the same account and something. I don't know. I don't know.
Shouldn't be the same account. That's my wife's computer, isn't it?
Well, yes. I mean, StreamYard.
Oh,
I don't know.
That was a setting on my computer I had to change.
Well, on this end, it's now the communication thing. Maybe because I switched to the default.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Who knows? Who cares?
I don't pretend to understand
Nobody.
technology. I just Google it off out of sight of my wife, so she thinks I'm amazing with it.
So everybody's always like, you always know how to fix shit. And I'm like, no, I don't. I just know how to Google shit.
I know how to type
that
your
you all are
question
too lazy to go
into
type
Google.
in.
Oh, yeah. And I know how to clap.
He's the clapper.
Mm-hmm.
Once again.
I always deliver.
Eventually.
It might be 2 minutes into the recording, but I get there. Or not at all. But either way, I deliver.
Or, 5 episodes deep when we finally get the outro clip in here.
And?
No, I'm just waiting.
I'm just waiting.
Just waiting for it.
For an outro.
Do we have an outro clip? Do we even have an outro clip? Does one exist?
There is not one that exists. I tried to make one that exists the way that I've done outros before, and I might just have to do a whole different thing.
Yeah, I think you should just play the intro in reverse.
A whole new outro.
It's terrible.
A dazzling scene that hardly anyone sees.
All right, I'm going to cut you off now.